Okay, I'm at 1170 Benedict Court in Springdale, Ohio, doing a sanitary lateral inspection for the purchase of a home. Looking for any structural issues, root intrusion, bellies or low spots, anything that may be of concern to the buyer. Access point is the roof vent. I mentioned that they've had some clogs every now and then, but it was in the interior. There is a clean out right to the left of the front door if you're looking at the house. But to be able to look at the interior piping, we have to do it from the roof, and hopefully we'll be able to make it all the way out. Should go to the bottom, make a turn towards the street, and hopefully we'll be able to get it to make those turns and be able to inspect the entirety of the line. So we have turned horizontal. You can see in the bottom left-hand corner has an angle indicator. So cast iron is always nasty. It's always rusted, and of course you got all kinds of spider webs in there, which is good. I'm not sure how often this has been used. It doesn't look like there's any water in it. And now that we've got a bunch of spider webs all over it, looks like it's gotten all over the front of the camera. So hopefully we can get out and rinse the camera off, or maybe we can run some water inside to be able to, because I am pushing through something that's pretty tough. I don't know if it's just build up or what, but I'll keep pushing until I either stop or until I can reach a spot where I can see something. Yeah, I don't see anything, and I can't get any further than this right now. I'm going to see if we can run some water, but I'm going to pause and locate exactly where this spot is, and hopefully we can run some water and I can see what in the hell's going on. Excuse me. So that we can at least inspect the line. Or I may have to try to pull it back, wipe it off, try to go make a second pass. But based off of what this line looked like, I'm not sure that it's been used real frequently. Maybe it's because of an issue. But if nothing else, I'll try to go through the outside clean out and see how far I get from there also. So again, I'm going to pause the video and locate this. Okay, so about 3/4 of the way to the sidewalk, not quite to the sidewalk. We're in a straight piece of pipe, so I'm not really sure what's going on. Wish we could see. I'm just going to run some water inside in the bathroom and see if we can get the camera lens rinsed off. Hopefully we have some luck here, so we can see what's going on. Or, like I mentioned, I will try to pull back and that 77 feet is, based off the rotation of the drum of the camera. It's not perfect as far as, it looks like we just have a bunch of roots here. Let's see. So hopefully I can get past this point, but I'm not too optimistic based off of the way it feels. Looks like there's a bunch of roots. I don't know if there's an old tree or if this is a, you can see it's going to at least need to be cleaned. What's that?
I'm back here if anything else, the water's still running.
Yeah, I think what we have here is just a blockage. This is going to have to at least be cleaned to be inspected past that 78, 79 foot mark. You can see it is marked. There should be some water coming, but so you can just see the buildup of stuff that's in that spot. So hopefully we'll be able to get, but I can't tell if it's broke down or if it's just all the roots and stuff and the buildup. That's kind of what it looks like. It's just there's just a lot of buildup, and it could be. It's most likely roots from what I saw before. It looks like roots. Feels like it wants to go through, so maybe I can punch through it with the camera slowly. Okay, I think I actually got through the spot. All right. So, it's a pretty big workout here trying to get this thing to go any further, but good news is we got to pass that point. Problem is here is that we can't really see anything still. It looks like this section has been replaced. We do have some water coming through. We just want to be able to rinse this camera off. I do believe we're well off the property. So, but there's an offset here. You can see that. I'm going to mark this and then we're going to pull back because I'm not going to be able to get it to jump that area. And I think we're well off the property. And this was a repair. So I'm going to pause the video. I'm going to go get a locate, and then we'll continue the inspection. Okay, so this is marked, and basically that offset isn't holding any solids or anything, but it is marked offset. It's out in the street. Looks like a repair was done by like MSD or somebody, based off the pipe usage and where it's sitting. The line, you can see the water raising up to that level and overtaking it. I just don't have the ability from this spot to get enough, to get enough speed on the camera to hop it over that little lip. So you can see it's offset. My camera's just hitting it and getting stuck. But we're well past the responsibility of the homeowner, so we're going to pull back. That was at, make sure of the footage real quick. So we're about 114 feet, about 113 feet we'll say. And you can see the water is overtaking it. There's not a bunch of buildup of solids in that area, so and if it did cause an issue, it would be on MSD to repair that. So not a major deal. So we'll say 113 feet. So we're going to see, hopefully we can see a lot more on the way back. We'll get a look at all this. Like I said, this was a repair made, and it is in the street. You can see the cuts where this was done. And then we get back into, it's like concrete pipe. And so hopefully what we can see on the way out, and hopefully this all looks good until obviously we were at that like 77-foot mark, and that's where I was having problems with the, punching through it. It looked like some root intrusion. So hopefully though we can see a lot better on the way back, and we'll be able to tell what that blockage is, if it's just if there's an actual structural problem, or let's see here. And it looks like we have another repair here. Just a short one. We should be getting close to the spot where there was all the buildup. Here we go. And yeah, this looks like roots. You can see it just packs closed. And so yeah, it looks like a spot. So 77 feet, I think that's just roots. So it will need to be cleaned. And hopefully with the water running we can see a little better what's going on inside the house. You can see all the water going by. Just wish we could get the camera a little cleaner. There's just a lot of stuff in this line due to that blockage at 77 feet. Okay, here's a chunk of something. Oh, no, that was just a turn. It looks like this was replaced too. This is all PVC right through here. And so there are pretty major sections of this line that have been replaced. I wish we could get a little bit better visuals. There's just all this junk build up. So we are back in the cast iron. And I'm going to try to, I don't know if I'm making it worse or better. It looks like I'm making it worse. So maybe it'll, hopefully if we keep this water on and it flushes the line out, and we can get some clean water going, we'll be able to see better. Just doesn't seem to be, don't seem to be having all that much luck here cleaning this camera lens off. Usually the longer you run that water, the cleaner it gets as it flushes out the line. I'm not really having that much luck right now. We are out 52 feet, so we'll keep messing with it. I'll see if I can get it to about the best spot as far as visuals, and then we'll see how it's going. Again, I don't really have much of a choice here except for try to pull back. I mean, I did get through it. Cast iron always has an issue because it does rust, and so the buildup of rust is an issue just because it's really rough, so it does have a lot higher chance of having soft clogs, which is basically just, you know, toilet paper, wet wipes, they catch on the cast iron and then cause a backup. So it looks like you can see a little bit here. So we do have, so this all looks good, but then I think what happens is, so we need to get to 52 feet. We have a belly here at about 30 feet. I'm not having any resistance, so the line is flowing, but I can't see anything. So from 30 to so from 30 to 50 feet, looks like there's a big enough belly where I can't see. Frustrating part, I should say 30 to 45 feet. So it flashes, it's not that deep, and the water is escaping. We're going to have to see. I should be coming back out of it here. There we go. So we'll take a look at all this until we go vertical, and then I will go back and we'll mark exactly where that belly is. Yep, and there we are. There we are vertical. So this all looks open. I mean, it's a little ugly. We've got some grease buildup and stuff, which is pretty normal for cast iron, and this is a shared line with the kitchen sink, so obviously we're going to have some buildup here. But I believe the low spot started at about 30 feet. So we should be coming up on it. Here we are. So I'm going to pause the video again. I'm going to get a locate here. I'm going to try to figure out where this low spot is, because there's a low spot right out front of the house, and that may be an indicator of where the issue is. So good. Pausing the video to get a locate. Okay, so this is in the center. It is on the front half of the hallway, and this is the beginning of the belly, and then at 15 feet from there, this would all be inside. There is a water leak under the floor, and I'm wondering if that is what's causing this to drop. If not, it is probably making it worse. I have no real way of marking this right now, but between 30 and 45 feet, there is that belly. And once I get to about, you can see 45 feet or so, I do come back out of it. So the water is escaping, so that is the good news. It is moving, and so it is overtaking it. But you're going to have to dig up the floor to replace that water service in the house. It would probably be a good idea to replace the sanitary, because it's probably not far off of it. Since this is cast iron, eventually it will rust, and then with all the groundwater and excess water that's being added to the situation from the water leak, you're probably, if you're going to open up the floor, you might as well replace the cast iron under the floor in the area you need to excavate for the water line. So it's at 30 to 45 feet, and there is a belly. The water is overtaking it, and it is flowing, but it's dropped pretty low, and I think it's probably caused by the water leak. It's undermining the soil around that area and causing the pipe to drop a little bit. So 30 to 45 feet, you have that belly, most likely caused by the water leak, and then at 77 feet or so, you have that is like a partial blockage. I think I poked a hole in it, but it looks like tree roots. It looks like there used to be a tree out by the street, and maybe that's been removed, and that was probably the culprit, with it being concrete pipe, and that was the only spot where there was any roots. But at 77 feet, it would need to at least be cleaned to help the line flow better, because things were probably backing up at that 77-foot mark until I poked a hole in it with my camera, but that'll close up pretty quick. So just to summarize again, I basically just did that, but belly from 30 to 45 feet and a blockage at 77 feet that would need to be cleaned. The rest of the line looked good, and it is flowing if you can get it open, but due to the water leak around that, the water line leak around the sanitary, it's probably be your best bet. If you're going to excavate to replace the water line, you should also replace the sanitary, just because it is cast iron. So, but that'll end the inspection at 1170 Benedict Court in Springdale, Ohio.